Born on the 19th of January 1991, Tommy Fleetwood is arguably one of the most accomplished English golfers on the golf course. However, here's one exciting thing you may not know about Tommy Fleetwood. This exceptional golfer was a gamble taken by one of the greatest to ever play golf, John Murray. When Tommy was 15 years old, John saw a talent others didn't and were confident that the young Tommy could excel in the sport. So, John Murray struck a deal in 2007 with a famous bookmaker, William Hill. The two men agreed that John would be paid £33,000 on a £500 bet should Tommy Fleetwood ever win an Open tournament during a PGA tour. Did John Murray ever win his bet against William Hill? Time to find out. Welcome to Golf Links. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to get notifications on new video drops. Tommy Fleetwood began learning golf from his father, Pete Fleetwood, as a little kid. He enjoyed every bit of time spent with his father in training, which contributed more to his unrelenting desire to make a name for himself as a golfer. However, not much is known about his mother. Although Tommy Fleetwood attended Scarisbrick Hall School as a child, we don't know anything about his college or high school life. Despite this, his path to golf was set from the get-go. As a child, Tommy Fleetwood and his father would secretly find their way into the Royal Birkdale Golf Club to observe professional golfers while spending some time at the golf club to practice further. Incidentally, Tommy Fleetwood began his journey as a professional golfer at the Royal Birkdale Golf Club. Tommy Fleetwood formally began his amateur career in 2007 and wasted no time making himself the talk of his hometown. In 2008, Tommy Fleetwood finished second in the Amateur Championship. In 2009, the English golfer clinched the Amateur Stroke Play Championship in Scotland. His outstanding performance at the Amateur Stroke Play earned him a call-up to represent England and Ireland at the 2009 Amateur Walker Cup. In 2010, Tommy Fleetwood proceeded to record runner-up finishes at the Spanish Amateur Championship, the European Amateur Competition, and the New South Wales Amateur Championship. However, despite being so unlucky to only have finished second in 3 important amateur tournaments, he took solace in his victory at the English Amateur Contest. With his superb outings between 2008 and 2010, Tommy Fleetwood earned himself the 3rd spot on the R&A's World Golf Ranking for Amateurs. In addition, he comfortably maintained the #1 spot on the Scratch Players World Amateur Log. Later in July 2010, Tommy Fleetwood finished behind a much more spirited Daniel Gaunt and narrowly missed the chance to win Europe's Amateur Challenge Tour. However, his loss to Daniel Gaunt didn't stop him from winning the English Amateur a month after. A few weeks after his English Amateur Championship win, Tommy Fleetwood became a professional golfer. Tommy Fleetwood started his professional career on the European Tour at the 2010 Czech Open. However, it didn't turn out to be the perfect start he would have wanted, as he could only finish at a distant 67th position on the tour. However, Tommy quickly put this horrible start behind him and clinched his first Challenge Tour title during the Kazakhstan Open. The victory meant that Tommy Fleetwood was eligible to play on the 2012 European Tour. At the Johnny Walker Championship held at Glen Eagles in August 2010, the fantastic golfer bagged his first title on the European Tour. It was no easy victory, as he had to fend off the challenge of Ricardo Gonzalez and Stephen Gallagher after the duo dragged him to a sudden death playoff. During round 2 of the BMW PGA Championship in May 2015 at the Wentworth Club, Tommy Fleetwood scored the rare albatross to wow the onlooking spectators. Don't forget that John Murray's 2007 bet on Tommy Fleetwood was still active. Was the English golfer still on course to make John Murray proud? You'll find out soon enough. The beginning of 2017 saw Tommy Fleetwood clinch the Abu Dhabi HSBC Golf Championship while on the European Tour. It was his second victory on a European Tour event. However, he did so quite narrowly by holding on to edge out the challenge of Pablo Larrazabal and Dustin Johnson. 2 months later, Tommy Fleetwood claimed the 2nd spot behind Dustin Johnson during the WGC Mexico Championship. It seemed like payback for Dustin Johnson, who failed to beat Tommy Fleetwood in January 2017, and more spectacularly, Tommy Fleetwood also fell to Dustin Johnson by a single shot. In April 2017, Tommy Fleetwood fell behind at the Shenzhen International by 8 strokes for much of the tournament. However, he recorded a historic comeback in the final round of the event to see himself tied with Bernd Weisberger. Both men proceeded to the playoffs on a mission to see who owned the bragging rights. However, However, Tommy Fleetwood could not stop his opponent from clinching the Shenzhen International Trophy. Despite placing 4th at the US Open in June 2017, Tommy Fleetwood won the Open de France in July, thanks to a win against Peter Uihlein with only a single stroke. Interestingly, Tommy Fleetwood began the year at the 99th spot on the world golf standing, but he pushed himself into the top 20 following his victory in France. In addition, Tommy Fleetwood ended the year by winning a cash prize of $1.25 million for his victory at the season-long race to Dubai on the European Tour. Meanwhile, John Murray had waited from 2007 to 2017 to cash out his decade-long bet on Tommy Fleetwood. However, it was the subject of some controversy. William Hill claimed that the stake was only applicable to the Open Championship and that Tommy Fleetwood's victory at the Kazakhstan Open did not count. At the same time, John Murray insisted that the stake included any tournament open to any PGA pro. Eventually, John Murray involved the independent betting adjudication service, and the court sided with William Hill that the wager only applies to an Open Championship. Regardless of John Murray's predicament with William Hill, Tommy Fleetwood began his 2018 season with a victory at the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship, beating Ross Fisher by 2 strokes. Tommy Fleetwood recorded a monumental feat during the 2018 US Open at Shinnecock Hills Golf Club in New York. The exceptional English golfer shot a 63 in only a single round. Tommy Fleetwood's record meant he tied the only previous record in the same tournament with as many shots. However, quite unfortunately, Tommy Fleetwood missed out to the contest's eventual winner, Brooks Koepka, by a single stroke. During the Ryder Cup of 2018, Tommy Fleetwood paired with Francesco Molinari. The duo became the first European team pairing in the tournament's history to secure victory in all 4 matches. Team Europe defeated their American counterpart by 17.5 to 10.5. At the Royal Portrush Golf Club in July 2019 Open Championship in Northern Ireland, Tommy Fleetwood came second behind Shane Lowry. However, 4 months later, he won the Nedbank Golf Challenge in South Africa by making 3 eagles in the last round. Towards the end of the 2020 season, Tommy Fleetwood's short-range miss during a playoff round with Aaron Rai saw him miss out on the Standard Investments Scottish Open to his fierce opponent in Aberdeen. In September 2021, Tommy Fleetwood couldn't reciprocate his 2018 Ryder Cup heroics at the 2021 event. Along with the rest of the European team, they lost to the US team by 9 points to the United States team's 19. During the singles match following the weekend, Tommy Fleetwood could only manage a tie with Jordan Spieth. Aside from playing golf, Tommy Fleetwood loves practicing yoga, and he's also known to love meditating. The golfer also loves reading historical books, biographies, or detective stories. It's not surprising that he's also a huge fan of the top-tier English Premier League, as he's a massive fan of the Everton Football Club. You may also find it interesting that Tommy Fleetwood is a good actor, and he might have done excellently in the movie industry if he didn't choose golf. Interestingly, the European Tour had in the past made use of Tommy Fleetwood as a part of the social media team that featured in many viral videos. Tommy Fleetwood earned the nickname the Fairway Jesus thanks to his facial appearance, which includes flowing locks and a full beard. Contrary to most male golfers, Tommy Fleetwood possesses not so common taste in his choice of romantic partners. The golfer is currently married to Claire Craig, who is 20 years older than him. Claire Craig manages the English golf star and is now responsible for overseeing his other businesses. They began their love affair in 2016 and had a son, Franklin Fleetwood, in 2017. A few months after having their only child as lovers, the pair married in a glamorous wedding in the Bahamas. However, Claire Craig had 2 children in her previous marriage with rugby star Andy Craig. Of course, the golf star is super rich. Tommy Fleetwood has a lucrative sponsorship deal with Nike, including providing him with a golf club and clothing. However, the agreement over golf clubs stopped when Nike halted the production of golf clubs. Tommy Fleetwood also enjoys a multi-year deal with TaylorMade that covers all his golf clubs and balls. Additionally, the golf sensation has a long-standing partnership with BMW, and as a result, currently possesses the mouth-wateringly expensive BMW X7 car. Another known sponsor of Tommy Fleetwood is Tag Heuer. He has also benefited from expensive wristwatches from this famous smartwatch manufacturer. Tommy Fleetwood is estimated to be worth over $14 million from all his earnings on the course, sponsorship deals, and off the golf course. Oh, that's definitely a lot of money. As for John Murray's bet, we'll have to wait to see if he ever wins the fight to cash out on that money.